Hello, hello. Today we're talking about my makeup finds for September. So I'm gonna go through everything that I reviewed, some stuff that I've done off camera, most stuff that I've done on camera. I have a couple of updates for you on products that I've reviewed in the past that weren't in the month of September. So anyway, we're gonna jump right into it. Let's go. The first thing that I wanna talk about is the Bobbi Brown. You guys, this is mortifying. It is mortifying. So this powder, I did a review on it, right? When I open this up, you guys are going to laugh your asses off. Oh, see? Look at this. Look at this. So I dropped it, okay? I feel like this powder is really lightly pressed in here. Like it's like a very like soft kind of bouncy, but still like pressed powder. Like almost like a baked formula, but like a little looser. So I dropped this and it shattered everywhere, right? And then so I tried to do that trick where you put the rubbing alcohol in there with the broken pieces. So I got it in there, I got it pretty smooth, and I got it in there because this is $50. Like this is $50, and I still wanted to try it out more. I was like kind of half in, kind of half out on it, and I wanted to keep trying it out. I have it all over my lap. Literally, look at this. Anyway, so I pressed it in there with the rubbing alcohol, and it looked pretty good. So then I go to grab it again, dropped it again. Shattered all over the floor. So I did it again. I put it in there with the alcohol again, and it looked really bumpy and crusty. I don't know if you can see this bottom piece, but this is what the whole thing looked like. So I'm like, okay, it doesn't look great, but it was $50. I still want to use it. I still want to test it out. I still want to try it. Everybody's raving about it. So like I need to give it its due diligence. I'm trying to wipe this off of my pants. So then I go to use it. I'm wearing it on my face right now. But then, so I go to use it and I use it. I swipe it on my face. You know, I put it on my face and then I'm like, oh, there's like crumbs in here. So I'm just going to like tap off the crumbs. It all falls out into my sink. So anyway, that's my really embarrassing story about the Bobbi Brown powder. Let me talk about it. So I've tried this out a few times. It's good. It's not bad. I think it's definitely meant for drier skin because it definitely has like a little bit, like I said, it's not like a really hardly pressed powder that's like really mattifying. So I think it's definitely meant for drier skin. Tati Westbrook talks about it being really blurring. I don't think that it's like super blurring. It's a nice powder, but I just can't get over the price. This is $50. And yes, the pan is pretty big, even though I broke it. Yes, the pan is pretty big, but this is $50. I wanted to talk about a powder that I've tried off camera that I would say is very comparable and a quarter the price. So it's the Physicians Formula multicolored press powder. I think this is like $11 at the drugstore, and this is very similar. It's definitely more like heavily pressed in there. I would say the finish is similar. Like it gives almost like kind of a creaminess to the skin. Definitely meant for people who have drier skin because it definitely does not like keep you matte. It gives you like almost that creamy effect, kind of like the Bobbi Brown. So I would say go for this over this and save your money. Like this is like 50. I think this is 11. So there's no comparison there. Another thing that I have tried off camera, I have been bronzing a little bit to like warm up the face and give me like a little bit more structure. I really feel like makeup is a drug. Like the more you use it, the more you want to use. But I like the way that my skin looks with a little bit of like bronzing. So I picked up the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. This is a matte bronzer. I like this shade. It's almost like cool tone. It's kind of contoury, but I like this because it's very sheer. So like you can build it up, but like I don't want just like a swipe of color on my face. You can build it up and it's not gonna look crazy. You're not gonna have swipes of like bronzer on your face if you're a beginner like me and just trying to like blend and like add a little structure to the face. So this is super nice. While we're talking about bronzing and contouring, let's talk about the Juvia's Place Powder Foundation. This stuff is really nice. It's not super blurring on the skin, I would say, but it does really look really nice on the skin. It doesn't look heavy, it doesn't look cakey, it's not like super dry. But what I've been using this for is contour or like bronzer. So in the same vein as the e.l.f. that I've been using this as well because I think I got a little bit too dark of a shade, so it's been nice to bronze with. I will tell you, like, this compared to this is like starts off light and gets like buildable, right? This, like, if you go in too heavy handed, and it's a little dusty, so like if I swipe in here, it's gonna kick up some dust. So this is a little dusty. So if you go in heavy handed and go on your face, you're gonna have like a swipe. It's blendable, so you can blend it out and make it work. But like this is a little more intense than like this, but it still looks really, really nice as like warming up the face, bronzing, contouring. And it also looks good as a powder foundation as well. If you're looking for that blurring effect, then maybe this wouldn't be the best for you, but it's really good. I really like this. I need to get a lighter shade if I'm gonna use this as powder foundation though, or just use it during the summer. So as we're talking about powder foundations, the e.l.f. Camo powder foundation, this one is really, really good. Again, in the same vein, very dusty. This is very dusty, but it looks really nice on the skin. It's, again, not blurring. So if you're going for that blurring effect, I would say go for like the Makeup Forever skin blurring powder foundation. That one is super, super blurring. A little bit more heavy than these two, but definitely blurring. But this looks really, really nice on the skin, and I really, really like it. So yeah, I've been using this as well, and this is a good one. A couple of updates that I have on stuff that I've tried in the past that I wanted to talk about. I'll start off on a positive note. I am loving the Makeup by Mario concealer. This is really, really nice. It's a little more on the matte side, I would say, but that's why I kind of like it, but it's so good. I've been playing with this quite a bit. I'm wearing it today, and I really, really like it. It's got a natural finish, and it's not heavy. This is an update on this is a slam dunk. I like this quite a bit. Something that I've been trying that I really am not liking that much is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. This one is just a little bit too heavy for me, and I've been playing around with this. It's like a little too heavy, like a little too, like it's kind of matte, like it's too much for me. So this one I'm gonna say is gonna be a pass for me. If you like a heavier coverage, then this definitely might be for you. The Natasha Denona Concealer, High Glam. I really wanted to like this. Tati loved this. Everybody's talking about this concealer. I've tried it and tried it and tried it. I don't like it. It's too heavy. It's almost like the Huda Beauty concealer, but it's more hydrating. So it's heavier in a different way. Like this is heavier, like more dry. This is heavier, more like moisturizing, and it just looks too heavy on my skin. Again, if you like more full coverage or like that heavier, more glam look, like they named this right, the High Glam, then this might work for you, but it's like just a little bit too much for me. I want to talk about the Fenty loose powder. This stuff I've been playing around with. It's a really nice powder. I'm coming to the conclusion that a lot of pressed powders are kind of the same. I would say that this is definitely more for people who have a little bit drier skin, because it's not like matte. It's not gonna like suck the life out of your skin, which is good. So it's a nice powder. It looks really nice on the skin. It has a little bit of extra like coverage if you are doing just a light look and just want that little extra, like a little bump of coverage, then this is really good. The NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Foundation. This is amazing. I love this. I've been playing around with this. It's definitely a little bit more matte formula, so I like it, and I really like it. It's like a medium coverage foundation, but it still looks really natural on the skin. I mean, I would say it's probably a great summer foundation. I'm gonna try it out in the winter as well, but here in Denver, here in Colorado, it gets really dry when it gets cold during the winter. So I don't know how this is gonna wear, but I'm gonna keep testing this out. But I wanted to talk about this and just say that this is continually being one of my favorite foundations. It's really, really good. As we're talking about foundation, let's talk about my absolute favorite, like blows this out of the water, but this is like a little bit more full coverage. Not full coverage, this is like medium coverage. This is definitely light coverage, but this is exactly what I'm looking for in a foundation. Like this is buildable, so you can build it up to a medium coverage, but it starts off light as a light coverage, and it blurs the skin. It looks so nice on the skin. It's not heavy, it looks natural. I can't say enough good things about this. I bet you could use this as like a cream contour. That'd be interesting to use like if I got a little bit darker shade, and I bet it would blend out beautifully. I haven't tried that, but I have a feeling that that would be really, really nice on the skin. I cannot say, I think this is the breakout product of the month. This is my favorite. You definitely need to use concealer with this because it's not gonna cover those dark circles. So maybe just do like a little touch of concealer and then do this and then powder and like maybe a little contour and you are set to go. I think, yeah, I just uploaded a couple days ago a like more glam tutorial on this with this and like powdering and contouring. And but you don't have to do all those steps. You can just do this if you just want to like even things out a little bit. This is really, really nice. I'm loving this. This is a breakout product and it's great. Okay, I think that's it. I think they're starting to mow outside my window, so I need to wrap this up before it gets too loud. I will link down below a playlist to all my reviews so you can see all of these, or most of these in action, like full reviews on them. Hit that subscribe button. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. Thank you so much for joining me on this. I hope you picked up some information to save your money on things that worked and didn't work. You know, I go for like really light natural coverage. So if you're like a full glam queen, like I'm not going to be the person to recommend stuff for you because that's just not me. I like very natural, unclockable look. Anyway, thank you again so much for joining me and I will check you on the next one.